And good evening to you. You're watching 10 Tampa Bay at 5. I'm Courtney Robinson.
I'm Frank Wiley. A jury has found a Hardee County woman accused in the death of her 7-month-old granddaughter not guilty of the most serious charges.
Prosecutors argued Tracey Nix forgot the baby girl in the back seat of her car in 2022. The case got extra attention because a year earlier, Nix's grandson also died while in her care. No charges were brought in that case.
10 Tampa Bay's Eric Glasser is covering the trial in Polk County and has reaction to the verdict.
Well, Tracey Nix's trial was moved here from Hardee County into Polk County due to enormous pretrial publicity. And although she was found not guilty of the more serious charge of aggravated manslaughter, the jury did convict her of the lesser charge of leaving a child in a car. Over the past 2 days, prosecutors laid out the evidence against Tracey Nix, a former teacher who they say was babysitting her granddaughter Uriel back on November 1st, 2022. Nix's grandson also died in her care a little less than a year earlier, but there were no charges brought in that case. The state attorney says Nix wasn't just forgetful. They say she was criminally negligent. Defense lawyers argued there was no proof that this was anything more than a terrible accident and that sending Nix to prison would only compound what's already been a family tragedy. They've also argued that there were issues with the jury instructions and have vowed to appeal.
I want to thank the jury. They did their job. They made an appropriate decision in this case. We certainly intend to appeal.
I was relieved to hear that there was going to be accountability and ownership and a conclusion to this part of this story. One of the things that we have struggled with through this whole case has been the exclusion of my other story, which is my son that drowned in her care. And so for us, this is a win for Uri. But I have a son named Ezra, and he has not been spoken of. And he died in her care.
It took the jury about 2.5 hours to reach its verdict. Tracey Nix was taken into custody. She faces up to 5 years in prison, but whether she receives that is a decision ultimately left up to the judge in this case. That sentencing hearing is set for April 3rd. In Brandon, Eric Glasser, 10 Tampa Bay.
And you heard right there, Uriel's parents have 2 surviving children, a 5-year-old son and a 5-month-old daughter. They say it's been difficult, as you can imagine, but they are working to raise them as a family as they seek justice.